and welcome to B2B Topics and Tips, bringing you the latest buzz about small business topics, tips, and expert interviews. Watch live or watch later. Be sure to drop any questions or comments or thoughts in the comments. And if you're watching later, you're welcome to use hashtag replay. We will be checking back for any questions, comments, or thoughts, feedback. So hi, I'm Melissa St. Clair, Communications and Standard Operating Procedure Specialist at Paper Chaser Biz LLC, a certified military spouse-owned enterprise. And I am thrilled to have with me today Robyn Grable. She is the founder and CEO of Veterans Ascend. Welcome, Robyn.
Good afternoon, Melissa and listeners. Nice to be here.
So Robyn was my table neighbor at an in-person, yes, back in the day, we did in-person hiring fairs, right? So aboard Marine Corps Air Station Buford. So that was just so fun to be neighbors there. And I am going to tell you a little bit more about Robyn. I'm going to read her bio so I make sure I get it right. So Robyn Grable is the founder and CEO of Veterans Ascend and Ability Ascend, which she created to help employers invest in talent acquisition strategy that is an intentional model, intentional is my word for 2022, of inclusivity for military talent and talented people with disabilities. Her unwavering commitment to inclusive employment is well served by her corporate and military experience, including more than 30 years of private sector human resources after 9 years of service in the U.S. Navy. Thank you for your service. Her ongoing study of America's workforce have made her a leading voice on advocacy, removing barriers and providing connections to successful employment for our underserved talent pools. And today with Robyn, we are going to be talking about matchmaking, human resources, the Veterans Ascend way. So welcome, Robyn.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It's great to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about our work and what we're doing.
Yeah. So let's learn more. So my first question for you is, why no resume? I see that is your primary point.
It very much is. And it really is centered around barriers and bias, right? The resume, if you ask 1,000 people, you'll get 1,000 different ways to write a resume. There's just really no right or wrong, but all of them are wrong because there's so much about a person that you don't get from a resume, but you're looking at their history. You're not really focused on their skills. Just because I worked at a previous employer who's in the same industry as you doesn't mean I don't have the skills to do the job you're looking to fill. So it's really about helping employers focus on the skills they need for the job, not the tasks they need done, but the skills they require to do the tasks, and then matching with candidates who have those skills, regardless of their previous work history. So we really want to remove the barriers and the bias. And for military spouses and other people with disabilities, they have gaps in their work history or they have lack of career progression that shows up on a resume, and it easily gets assumed they're not skilled. And that is the farthest thing from the truth.
So true, yes. So why should employers always be hiring?
Great question. And it's really about a strategy, right? When you think about when you started out as a small business, a solo entrepreneur perhaps, and you had to hire someone, your business can't grow without employees. You can't sustain a business without employees. And so employers really need to be thinking about always having a hiring strategy because they can't be reactive to filling a position. They need to be proactive about the talent they need for the organization, the skills they need for the organization, which can always be evolving depending on how the business is changing, right? So they always need to be thinking about their talent strategy and being in an always hiring mode so they can be more proactive, planning for openings, planning for new locations, planning for new positions that they're thinking about hiring for. But if they're always in a hiring mode, they're much more receptive to the interviewing process, the onboarding process. It just makes the whole hiring process better because they're not like stressed out that, oh my gosh, I have to fill this job. Well, we planned 2 weeks ago, we planned 2 months ago that we knew we were going to have an opening. So now we can just be proactive about talking to the right candidates, getting them onboarded effectively, and retaining that talent.
That's so great. Planning is key, and just thinking about forecasting and what do you want the business's future to look like, and who can help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is
Absolutely.
awesome. All right. My next question for you is, what does intentional and inclusive mean?
So I have a very, obviously, in my work as an advocate, very strong opinion about being intentional with your hiring practice. There's a lot of employers out there who say they're veteran friendly, they're military ready, we hire veterans, we hire people with disabilities, but do they really take the extra step, or really not even extra, just the intentional step of making sure that their process is inclusive? Right? It's not enough to just hang your jobs on a job board or put your jobs out on your website and say, we'd love veterans to apply. We would love people with disabilities to apply. What happens in those applications is they get filtered out for various reasons. There are multiple reasons, but they get filtered out. So is the employer truly intentional about knowing if they're filtering out that candidate pool? Why are they doing that? How can they stop filtering them out? How can they be more inclusive? And really thinking through, again, that always hiring strategy of, are we getting the right candidates in? And if not, why not? But you have to be intentional about it. You have to say, I'm committed to not just saying we hire veterans or military spouses or people with disabilities, but really putting your money where your mouth is and taking the action required to help your hiring managers, your HR staff be ready to be receptive to those talent pools. And then making sure that your onboarding process is open to those talent pools, that your retention practices, your training, again, because at the end of the day, without employees, we just don't grow as a business. Turnover is very costly. If you do it from the beginning and you're intentional about being inclusive, then your ROI is there.
Yeah, that's so important. And then kind of in turn too, when you are having those conversations with prospects, how are they going to be intentional in carrying out the mission of inclusivity? And yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
And military is one of the best when you think about diversity and inclusion. I mean, when we're in the military, we look right and left and we don't see gender, ethnicity, age. We see the person who's got the same uniform on as we do and has my back no matter what happens. And that's really what employers need to adopt, is a more of that inclusive environment where you're on my team, you're here to do the work with me, and get the job done.
I love it. I love it. So I think, wow, that was a tremendous topic. And I hope that, if anybody has questions or thoughts about that, do drop them down in the comments. But we are at that other T of topics and tips. So would you like to share a business tip or tips?
Really for me, again, it's all about people, right? It's appreciating your employees. When you start out as a small business, you hire that first person, you're a lot more appreciative of that person because they're helping you directly, right? But as your business grows and you get further away from maybe the mainline workers, you may forget how important those mainline workers are and how much they do for your business. So my tip would be, please appreciate your employees. It will pay dividends exponentially by somebody feeling valued and appreciated for the skills and their contributions to the company. Never stop learning. That's another tip I'd have to say for anybody, really. Always learn. There's always something anybody can learn, no matter how high up you are in the organization, no matter where you're starting, no matter what your transition is, you can always be learning. So, at any level. So those are my tips. And then lastly, help others be successful. If you're helping others, that's going to come around full circle and come back to you in rewards in ways that you may not even have expected, but it's about helping others be successful and you're going to get that return. So
That's so
That's
great.
my tips.
I love this. I love this. And especially the appreciation part, because everyone wants to be appreciated because everyone loves to help others.
Yes.
And, you can find ways to do that, whether you have a remote team or you have in person.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so very
Absolutely.
good. Yay. Okay. Well, Robyn, let viewers know how they can connect with you, please.
Absolutely. So on LinkedIn, you can connect with me at Robyn-Grable there on LinkedIn. And then our website is veteransascend.com. Please check us out there. You can sign up, set up for a demo, sign up for a walkthrough of our program. We would love to talk with you. If you want to contact us via email, it's talent@veteransascend.com. Really appreciate you, Melissa. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.